Hi, my name is Dr. Jenny Wakely. I'm a GP working in the NHS and I specialise in dermatology. I also have a company called The Beauty Doctor, specialising in cosmetic treatments and dermatological advice. So I'm here today to talk to you about how to get rid of cysts. First of all, a cyst is a lesion with fluid-like material within it. So when you press it, it's quite bouncy and it's deep within the skin. It's often because of a blockage of the hair follicle, and the cyst forms around that hair follicle. So there's different types of cysts. So one of the types is an acne type cyst, which is not necessarily red, and you get that on the face and on the chest and back. So you get that if you've got acne type pimples and spots as well. You can get miliae, which is really small pinpoint white lesions, normally quite near the surface of the skin, normally on the face, around the eyes and upper cheek area. Then you can also get cysts in the genitals, in the labia, called Bartholin cysts. And you can get epidermal cysts and scalp cysts. They're mainly familial, so you can get multiple cysts around the scalp. And you can get sebaceous cysts as well in the head and neck, chest, back, upper back area. So generally, if they're there, they're not causing you any harm, you're not particularly self-conscious about it, I would just leave them well alone. Sometimes they can get inflamed, especially when the contents of the cyst burst, and they can be quite painful. Sometimes when that occurs, they can also get infected, in which case you'll need to see your GP about some antibiotic tablets. When they do get infected, it's because a bug has managed to get into the hair follicle and cause a boil. If you'd like to know more about a boil, please see the excerpt on how to treat a boil. So the smaller ones can be easily removed. Most GPs do perform minor surgery. You just need a bit of local anaesthetic and then a lengthwise incision, and then the cyst is brought out whole. I always try and take the cyst out whole, because if you leave any part of it in there, it increases the likelihood of recurrence. However, I try not to operate on cysts if they are infected, because this makes it much more likely to burst and much more difficult to take out whole. In addition, you're more likely to spread the infection elsewhere. Sometimes, particularly sebaceous cysts, they're a bit like an iceberg. They are actually bigger than they look on the surface, and some infections can be particularly bad, so you always need to go to your GP if you're worried it's infected. Very rarely it needs drainage, but using a general anaesthetic in hospital. So I hope this has been useful in treatment of cysts, and thank you very much for listening.